What is up, YouTube, and welcome back to another video on high altitude investing. In today's video, we are going to be talking about Bitcoin Cash and how high I think it's going to go in the bigger picture, as well as talking about the short term and where I think price could go in the smaller time frames. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. All right, cool. So we're starting off here on the daily candlesticks, and as you can see, I do have an Elliott wave count for Bitcoin Cash. We have 5 waves up here, followed by an ABC correction. So I believe we are nearing our local bottom on the daily candlesticks. If we measure our Fibonacci from the bottom to the top, you can see we did test the 50% fib level. The absolute lowest I could see it going in the short term would be the 618. So I believe we will bottom somewhere between the 50% and the 618 Fibonacci retracement. So be watching for a bullish reversal here very soon on Bitcoin Cash, somewhere near the 50% or the .618 Fibonacci retracement. The other thing is that if we zoom out here on the daily candlesticks, you can see a downtrending line, which we broke above, and now we came back down and tested it as support. So this leads me to believe that we will bottom out somewhere near the support line very soon. This is a pretty typical breakout retest of a resistance zone. Once we broke above that level, we're now coming back down and testing it as support before we push higher here on Bitcoin Cash. The other thing to be looking at is our Elliott wave count on the 15-day candlesticks. So we have wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and wave 5, and our ABC correction down here. So this looks like we are done with our first Elliott wave here on Bitcoin Cash in preparation for more bullish Elliott waves. So all of this will be wave 1 and wave 2 leading into a bigger picture, wave 3, and all of this is the subwaves of wave 1 and wave 2 in preparation for our bigger picture, wave 3 here on Bitcoin Cash. Now, as far as the bigger picture goes, a lot of people are not looking at the truth here for this coin. A lot of people are not thinking big picture enough. They're not thinking about market caps as high as it could go. And a lot of people are just thinking too small picture. So if we look at Bitcoin Cash here next to Litecoin, you can see the exact same human psychology that happened on Litecoin happening right now on Bitcoin Cash. So the same kind of pump, pullback, sideways accumulation, the same structure in the market, very similar psychology, even down to the way the volume looks, where we have increasing volume followed by decreasing volume right before a huge spike in price and a huge increase in volume. We have the same structure here on Bitcoin Cash with our volume increasing, then decreasing, and now we're looking for that big spike in price followed by a big spike in volume. So this looks really nice, especially here in the bigger picture. I love to find these huge corrections where the price of that asset is heavily undervalued in the big picture, but there's a perfect accumulation pattern in preparation for a new cycle, because that gives you the opportunity to buy the dip on something before a new cycle starts and basically get in at a really good price right where the whales are buying before a big pump happens. So this is why it's so important to stay focused on the bigger picture, because the bigger picture really shows you just how undervalued any asset is in relation to its old all-time high. And you can study the cycles, you can study the accumulation patterns, and position yourself properly for maximum profit in these markets. Now, how high Bitcoin Cash will go, nobody knows exactly how high it's going to go. A lot of people can estimate, they can have ideas of where it could go. Most people are calling for too small of a target for this coin. Unfortunately, a lot of people are going to be surprised by how bullish these markets really are, and a lot of people will get left in the dust when these assets go way higher than what most people expect. I firmly believe that when the bull market comes, a lot of people will be blown away at just how bullish these markets really are. So my first kind of area I'd be looking at for this coin would be 5,000 per coin. Slightly above our old all-time high, but I really firmly believe we will at least reach 5,000 per coin on Bitcoin Cash, which is around 10x from current price, so it's not really that high in terms of percentage gain, but it is pretty high still. So with that being said, we could go even higher. It could easily hit 10,000 per coin if we have a big run in the crypto markets, in which case if we do hit 10,000 per coin, that's more like 20x your investment here on Bitcoin Cash. And 20x is a lot more like how crypto normally moves. You normally do have a lot bigger percentage gains on the altcoins when they go for their big runs. So I know 10,000 sounds crazy right now when we're only worth $473, but it is 100% possible as this market starts to go parabolic, as FOMO starts to take full effect, for us to hit levels even that high. So don't be surprised if it blows people's expectations out of the water as this market starts to reverse and as we start to get that big bullish move that everybody's been waiting for. So essentially, don't think small picture. Don't have targets that are too small. Stay focused on the bigger picture. And yeah, you can scale out so you don't try to nail the exact price that the market tops out at. But I invite you guys to think big picture and to be looking at this market from a lot bigger of a perspective than what most people are looking at. So with that being said, you guys, Bitcoin Cash could easily break above its old all-time high and go all the way to a new all-time high. Where it stops after that, nobody really knows for sure. But between $5,000 and $10,000 would not surprise me in the bigger picture. And by the way, Bitcoin Cash has been worth $4,300 per coin in the past. So it has had a pretty big market cap historically. In fact, its market cap right now is pretty small in relation to what it's been in the past. Now, if we do hit $10,000 per coin, that only puts us around 400 billion in total market cap. So it's still nowhere near the market cap of Bitcoin. It would be closer to the market cap of Ethereum if it hits 10,000 per coin. So that's my view on Bitcoin Cash. I see big things coming. Definitely keep your faith. Don't read all the news articles and all the people that are trying to convince you to sell in YouTube videos and X posts and all the stuff out there that's just FUD. Stay focused on the big picture. Be ready for big things coming in this market, and you guys will be rewarded financially for it. Thank you so much for tuning into today's video. I love and appreciate every single one of you. If you enjoyed this video, please do me a favor and share it with your friends. Also, check out the VIP link in the description box below. Just go to my website and check out the VIP signals if you guys want to get in on coins before they pump. For example, Zcash we were buying in the VIP down here before it pumped and went vertical. So that's just one example of a call that we made in the VIP area before a huge increase in value. So yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys in future videos. And as always, stay profitable out there.